I think what I'd like about your approach and what I like about what you're saying when it comes to Scientology is that you're not a mean person. You're not like mocking them and you don't want to shit on them. What you want to do is you want to look at them for what they really are and try to get a really good understanding of it. Like one of my favorite parts of the trailer was that guy filming you and you're filming him and you go, are you making a documentary too?
Yeah. Well, and that's it, isn't it? Because you don't want to, if I can quote Nietzsche, which is kind of a sophomoric thing to do, but it's the idea of like, when you look into the abyss looks also into you. Like when you fight monsters, don't become a monster.
Yes.
And I don't want to, they're bullies in many cases, and I didn't want to bully them back, and I didn't want to be trapped into a paradigm of us against them. And I was really trying to say, look, I want to see the human in you.
Yes.
Not just an agent for an oppressive regime.
I think that's beautiful. I really do. And I think that is a very measured and intelligent and wise way to approach this. And I've enjoyed that about your other videos as well. I think in that sense, you're very unique in the way you approach documentary filmmaking. And I think the Scientologists, they're not our enemies. And the gentleman who left, who's the number 2 guy, what was his name again?
Marty Rathbun.
Look, he's a perfect example of that. You're talking about a guy who was in it for 2+ decades.
Yeah.
He left, and he's, sort of coming clean about all the stupid shit that he did when he was in there. People become a prisoner of their earliest ideology, the earliest ideology that they adopt. And that's one of the problems with any sort of a group think, whether it's a cult, a religion, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Ideologies become problematic when you can't escape, you can't vary, you have to stick to the dogma, you have to stick to the doctrine. And that's not good for people. It's not healthy. It's not smart. Because I think the ability to communicate and open debate is why we've advanced to the point we're at in the first place. The suppressing of that is almost always someone who has a bad idea that they're trying to shelter. So when you see people that are chasing after someone because they're trying to communicate about something, like you, who's doing it super respectfully, when you see that, what you have is a bunch of people that are trying to defend a bad idea and defend it with aggression.
That's exactly right. But if the more you kind of become a mirror image of whatever they're projecting, you reinforce them in their position as well. And from doing other stories about extreme religious beliefs like the Westboro Baptist Church, I know from people who I met who were in the church when I made my documentary and then subsequently left that what short circuits their beliefs, what allows them to see something bigger than what they're in, is when you treat them with kindness, and instead of shouting back at them or hurling abuse back, which just reinforces their view of you as an enemy of God or suppressive or however they characterize it. If you actually behave decently and attempt to robustly present your position, but in a respectful way, and with a kind of coming from a place of caring and empathy, as opposed to sort of censorious or hostile attitude, that actually can be much more effective.
Absolutely.
As well as being humane.
Kudos to you, sir.
Oh, thanks.